We'll get it on camera, buddy.
Yeah. And this is a Pineapple Podcast. I'm here with Shane Nappy Hair. Shane Nappy Hair.
You're not the first, and you won't be the last.
The first Shane Nappy Hair. The first.
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
But no, you won't be the first to say it like that.
Yeah. It's
Or
like
you won't be the last to say it like that. Sorry. You're not the first, but you're not the last either.
What have you been up to today, man?
Nothing. I want to know what that is down there.
What are we pointing?
What's up with them Heinekens?
Yeah, my double zeros.
I thought this was a sober October,
Dude,
February.
This is 0% beer, man.
What the fuck is that?
That's the double zeros. These
Double-
things.
What?
Yeah.
So you're drinking non-alcoholic beer?
Yeah. Yeah, I like the taste of beer.
So you just have to drink probably like a whole 6-pack, you get fucked up?
Probably I think there's 70 of them I have to drink, and still nothing will happen because there's not any alcohol in 'em.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, so,
I don't get it.
no, it's just like the taste of beer.
It's become that hard, huh?
I like the taste of beer, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
I like it too.
Sometimes, because sometimes, you just want a cold beer.
Yeah.
You're not actually going in it for, the I don't know,
for
the fucking getting drunk part,
the high about it. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
I get it. Yeah. No, and I don't feel that way about every other beer. The only one I've actually physically said with my mouth that I'm like, yeah, if this didn't have alcohol in it, I'd probably still fuck with it, is what I'm drinking right now. And this Modelo, but I guess we can't show that because
What?
Promoting or anything like that. I don't know. I know we had that one issue.
Oh, well, that was fucking
that was ridiculous.
playing music. Yeah.
It wasn't even 30 seconds. That's crazy. But,
Yeah, well, I mean, it took it out, and then, it's just that one part that's oh my god. But we've promoted PBR on the podcast before.
Oh, word.
Saw us done anything or whatever. But let's start with
let's dig into some shit. I don't know what you got planned.
Let's start up with our
First of all, Austin, you're lucky I'm here because
yeah.
as you know, I'm a busy man and we've had to cancel multiple times. But,
Yeah. Number one flaker on the Pineapple Podcast.
It is I.
You've even crossed over into another podcast and then flaked
canceled
on that.
them for the first or flake.
Damn, man. Damn. Dude, we were worried, 'cause
yeah.
the other two times you were in contact, but with that one.
Well, with that one, it was interesting because I was with this fucking chick all night, and it just, it was actually her. it was her. Kept me up all night. I actually woke up in a vehicle. Well, not mine, because I don't drive.
Yeah.
I woke up in a vehicle with the sun up, and then, a ring from this number that I knew it was Will's, but didn't
I thought you were wearing a ring, you were married.
Not around my finger, buddy. Not around my finger.
Yeah. Gosh. And just for everybody who's watching and listening to this, if you hear some Sky, right? That's it. Sky's in the
last name
background
High.
here. We've gotten big enough to where we're starting to rock an audience here on Pineapple Podcast.
Working on the laugh tracks.
Yeah, working on the laugh tracks. We're recording laugh tracks right now, getting those live ones in. But yeah, so I just wanted to dive right in where we left off last time, because last time the original question that we never got to was, is it possible for there to be, is it possible / is there a figure in hip-hop that equates to someone such as Tupac, and is that even or I don't know. Let's just go with that. We'll start with that. See if that.
So for me, if we're talking music, just music, influence and substantive content, I don't know. I don't know how to, so goddamn. So yeah, obviously like Kendrick comes to mind, and I feel like he himself is like equated himself, next to Tupac in some way or another.
Through like storytelling and
Through
like
storytelling, and he's actually,
metaphors.
I think one of the stories that he had in September Butterfly in one of his songs was that he met Tupac on, he happened to be on set of one of his music videos
Yeah.
because he lived in Compton, and he was a little kid when Pac was filming a music video, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken. Yeah.
Mhm.
And but as far as like the image and like the person who Tupac was and what he represented and like the type of outgoing individual that he was, I don't think it's Kendrick. Even though Kendrick does have that lyrical content that makes you think about shit and had the same themes as Tupac.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying about the ghetto, and especially being from the West Coast, talking about shit like that. Like, yeah, he's that. He has that Tupac kind of image a little bit, but that's it. It's just in his music and like where he's from. If we're talking about like making outspoken like things on like the news and shit, it's really like Kanye.
Hmm. So why would cuz so like we got into this conversation before,
Yeah.
and a part of me almost if Kanye, gosh, and the thing is I want like all except for when that TMZ interview came out.
Oh yeah, so fuck that.
Because I feel like that made it so hard for me to. I know he backtracked that, but like it makes it very difficult to support him when he says something like that.
Well, he
But, like,
also
if
has
that-
outspoken about how he has mental problems and shit. And I know he's come back and said like he doesn't or some shit, but like
Yeah. But I mean, if you take that out of the picture, right?
yeah.
Like it's hard for me not to say like it's almost like mirror image, like from a lyricism standpoint. Like Tupac was not like a very like flow oriented guy, and
No.
I don't see that in Kanye's music.
He was
very
very
much either.
ABC.
Yeah, and Kanye falls in that, I feel like.
Yeah, but if you go back to like some of Kanye, his first two to three albums, he was saying a lot more than he is now.
Like, what do you mean saying a lot more?
Jesus Walks. That'd be my first example.
Well, yeah,
he,
I'm
wa-
not,
he
I
had a
don't-
lot. He was a lot more conscious.
Well, I'm not arguing
minded.
content. I'm arguing like in a comparison of like lyricism. Like so like if
Oh.
you're comparing like if you're comparing like somebody like Tupac and like Kendrick on lyricism, like Kendrick would beat him like
Would
10
kill
days
him.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah, and most people
Even
would.
and you can say whatever you want. I think even if not Kanye, even if Tupac had never died, he wouldn't. I don't think he would be up to that lyrical caliber as Kendrick is now.
I don't think he would
Even
be
he wouldn't.
past
I
a
don't
lot
think
of
he would
people.
have. Yeah, no, I don't.
Like even I mean you can list off a multitude of names and like
Biggie.
yeah, definitely. Like Biggie.
You think Biggie would? You think he would have progressed further? I think he would have,
Yeah.
personally.
I mean, I think there was a lot
He was
more,
already there.
I think there was a lot more to unpack with him as well.
But I'm saying, like, do you think if Biggie had never died, would he have excelled like lyrically? Like, okay, so we can see that like Eminem, right? He started out as he was already like pretty like wild and crazy with like his lyricism, but like it was more ABC when he first started out.
Really?
I felt like he would compared to now. Yeah, he's definitely progressed. Even Kendrick with his first like couple projects, he has surpassed like what he started out as, and not say the same. Whereas other artists, a lot of them have kind of like maybe gotten a little bit better, but like they're they keep their same like vibe.
That's hard with the Eminem because that's like
I hate to bring up Eminem every fucking time we're on this podcast.
No,
but,
I mean it's
but
just like I mean he's in
you
that
can't-
category, but like, I mean, dude, I don't know. I mean, I think stylistically, like it changed, but like
stylistic for sure.
it's definitely changed, but like I don't know if it's necessarily gotten overall better. Like, and I mean, even with Kendrick, like like if you were to compare like a song like Rigor Mortis or High Power with like some of the songs on Damn, like I don't know if they're like technically, like in a technical like rapping
Yeah.
skills better, because like I mean Rigor Mortis is like technical to a T. Like he's handling like
For
a
sure.
short like a stanza styling like that most people can't even handle at that speed, and he doesn't even try and perform that later on. And then also like the like just his bars on like Blow Your High, like
Yeah, you're right. You're right on that. And I guess now that you're speaking, as I'm hearing you talk about it, I definitely. Well, we're talking about Section 80 right there, and like, yeah, Section 80 he had that, but I didn't see that type of bars or lyrics. Well, I can't even say that.
on
I don't know.
Dedicated.
I think that Kendrick just has it. I think he has the recipe down, quote unquote. He has the recipe down to where he knows when to spit those lyrical bars and shit and go that direction, and he knows when to make like a hit where he's just being kind of, ABC, but it's okay because he's just making good music regardless. And I think that's a problem with some rappers like Eminem, who doesn't know how to juggle both. And I think that Eminem started out with, having.
Well, describe ABC to me, because I'm having trouble like picturing like the verses you're talking about when you're saying like
So when
Kendrick or Eminem ever is ABC. Like I'm having like I'm not like I need something. I don't know. I'm having trouble.
maybe more mainstream friendly is a good example, but I would say, okay, so here we go. So Rigor Mortis,
Yeah.
way lyrical, way just like bars on bars.
Uh-huh.
ADHD, more ABC. I would say.
So is ABC a reference to rhyme schemes?
Yeah,
Or is ABC
when I
a
say,
reference to like fundamentals?
when I say ABC, I mean it's just more simple rhymes.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that there isn't some like good metaphors and maybe
Okay.
some complex, some complexity to it, but overall it's pretty just the average person gets it and they're like, oh, this just sounds good, this sounds good. Whereas you put even DNA, like it's like you got to really listen to like understand everything that he's fucking saying.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I feel about Eminem. So Eminem, like now, I feel like he tries so hard to like compact like all these fucking like rhymes and like metaphors into like one like thing, and he does it like really fast. And then that definitely wasn't where he was when he did like the real Slim Shady. You can't say that like what he's doing now is anything similar to that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, and I also think there's a difference between, like I don't think it's technically like proficient to just pack as much stuff as you can into one thing. Like there's almost a finesse to being able to do something like Big Sean, like when he's able to just like flip a word over and over again.
Yeah,
and like
and he's good at that.
yeah, he's really good at that. And it's just like it almost seems like it's always speed and multiple syllable rhymes with Eminem, and that's the only like caliber that he personally sees as something that's like engaging. And I think what maybe I've seen is like a style, like a stylistic choice is
Yeah.
like maybe what you're talking about when you're saying that like somebody like Kendrick is able to, you know, jump between the ABC and the proficiency type.
The best example I can give of like ABC is like Juicy J. I think it's good music. I think it sounds dope and shit, but like you can't get any more. And I don't want to say basic because if he wanted to, and he does in a lot of songs, like he can wrap his ass around some shit. You know what I mean? Like, but for the most part, to get hits and shit, like he pretty much sticks to like, you know, basic. You know, a lot of rappers can do what he's doing as far as that, but I don't know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
maybe? Yeah.
I think I get more of where you're coming from with the ABC. I'm just
just simplistic rhymes.
Yeah,
is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think, and the thing is like,
and I think Kendrick has balanced that to where he can make those songs that like make hits, right? To where he attracts the mainstream, but then he can also attract everyone else who actually listens and gives a fuck about hip hop and his music, and show them what they're really looking for. Because like there's people that I know that like they're like, oh my god, Humble, like such a good song, blah blah blah, but that would be like a more ABC song, in my opinion.
Yeah, that is
as opposed to like,
that is a good example of that. Yeah,
as opposed to like Rigor Mortis, where it's like, yeah, this bitch probably doesn't know that fucking song, but you know, I appreciate that song more than I do Humble. If you put on Humble, I'm gonna jam to it, yeah, like a fucking party or some shit or in the club, but
but it's not like Triple X.
It's what?
Like the album, like with U2, like Damn.
Oh right, yeah. No. That's a song that I'm gonna listen to on my own fucking time in my fucking apartment alone. You know what I mean? And that's something that I appreciate more. Not to say that I don't appreciate him doing Humble, because it's got a tight beat. He's got some funny lines in that shit, like. But
I don't think Tupac ever moved past that ABC stuff. And honestly, like,
but he was saying a lot.
Kanye, I have trouble hearing him move past that ABC stuff. Like, I don't really hear, like, I mean, he's got some tight metaphors and like some witty bars and stuff. But like, I don't ever see him moving much past like he's not. I don't know, man. Like, I'm not hearing him kind of like, I don't know. He never really was that guy. Like,
but when people hold him to like a high caliber, especially in the black community, when they talk highly of him, it's because of what he's saying in certain lines, where he talks about the state of where we're at and shit like that, which you find in his earlier music, but not so much now.
Well, yeah, okay. So,
and I think that's what made Tupac. Well,
and that's what I'm trying to separate those two things. Like, I'm trying to separate them into categories of like, there's a difference between like, you can say something very simple and it be substantial and it be witty and provocative.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between that and like a technical skill with like rhymes. You could say nothing at all, and it like seriously, like there's a lot of people who do it, like who say nothing at all.
Blueface.
Well, I don't. Yeah, I mean, I guess he doesn't say anything at all, but I wouldn't even call his stuff very technically proficient, because like I'm talking about like you've got internal rhymes and then your next bar is like every syllable rhymes with it, and then like the bar after that is just like alliterations. You're like rhyming in reverse, like dude, like that stuff's like, it's just like, whoa, like this guy's insane. Like, you're just rapping super fast, and like you're on one measure, like doing like a 4/4, and then the next one you're doing triples on instead of like 4 beats in the measure. Like, it's like this guy's like got insane rhythm. Like, it's like Big Boy. Like, Big Boy was like crazy over the beat with that. Like, and Andre 3000 was really good at it too, where he was able to rap like on and off the beat.
Wayne.
Sure, I guess.
When he wants to.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if he knows how, if it just happens. Sometimes it doesn't.
You think it's just like it's a thing that just like happens? Like,
I think sometimes he gets lucky and it comes across that way. That's just.
But he has been lucky to have it come across that way, and I feel like
a couple times, yeah. I don't know how many.
I'm speaking to somebody who like was in love with his underground like mixtape shit. So like I've heard a lot of his like just like shit where he just comes out and he's like, brrrah, and I'm like, oh shit, like where did this come from?
Yeah.
This is not on any of your radio shit.
Yeah, I mean maybe, and a lot of times like I think like comments like that and like with Juicy J, I think some of these guys have figured out that stuff doesn't really sell.
Yeah.
And so then you're
For some fucking goddamn reason, I don't know.
well, I mean, you look at Eminem's Kamikaze, like nobody's really like fucking with that.
Nope.
Like I not
honestly,
people I know.
I'll be honest with you. I was listening to like fucking, which in the rare times I do listen to the radio, but I was happening to listen to the radio this one time, and I think it was like a few months ago. They played Joyner Lucas's verse. Cut out Eminem when he
Are
when
you
he came
serious?
on, and I was like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me!" I was like, "Holy shit!" And they did.
Shit,
it was
I mean,
literally
Joyner's
that.
popping.
And I think I think the DJ might have said like, "Oh, this is that new boy, Joyner Lucas, blah blah blah," and then just cut off Eminem's part. I'm like, "God damn!" I was like, "Okay."
Can you even do that? Like, do people?
They did it.
What station was this?
I said 95.9, but that's not true at all. It was
93 Jams.
93 some shit.
93.3.
Probably.
Yeah, 93
yeah.
Jams.
But it's all up to that DJ. That DJ. I mean, if you're talking about a local radio station,
That blind guy. You know the blind DJ?
I don't know anything about him, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but I don't know him.
Dude, people, I knew people who went to high school with him. Like, he's an older dude, but like
Yeah.
they thought he was faking it for the longest time.
That's fucked up.
They totally thought he was faking being blind and shit. I met him one time though. He's actually blind.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you can tell in his eyes and shit. You know, like you look at his eyes and you're just like, I don't think
God
you can
damn.
see in that. They had to like walk him up.
You
like,
said you can't see faking.
what? What do you mean?
Like you said. I can't see you faking that. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
you
I
can't see.
I don't
him
think he
fa-
can either. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. No, I was at a. They had like there's like a record store in North Charleston, and they had like a 93 Jams. Like you bring your CD out there and they play it in the parking lot. They had like two big speakers and they played it in the parking lot. And whoever had the best song, like judged by the DJ, like got to get played on 93 Jams. And then I
A
went
lot of
there.
those times you can't curse or say certain shit.
No, I was just in a parking lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely like couldn't curse on the radio.
Yeah.
But like, you just got to play your CD. So a bunch of people just waited around in a parking lot, and we all just played our CDs for this
Right.
blind DJ. It was pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
It's weird when I talk about it now.
Yeah.
I was just this little white high school kid hanging around in North
You were in
Charleston.
North
with all
Charleston?
yeah, with all these grown males. Not little white kids.
Yeah.
And they were all playing their music for this blind DJ. But
You know that's where I live now, right?
in North Charleston?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I live on the Macon.
I don't know what that is.
Apparently, it's some places it's not too cool to live at, but I
Yeah.
fucking love it.
Maybe you
It's a
should
great
drop that
central
rent price a little
location.
bit more then.
That's what I'm saying. Dude. That's why I'm trying to get an extra
Yeah.
roommate in this bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out.
But yeah, yo, if you're looking
Just
for a nice place,
anybody.
I'll be honest with you, there's been no crime since I've lived there except the ones that have been committed in my own goddamn apartment.
Yeah.
So don't worry.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't. I don't know if that sells the apartment better.
Hey, all the violent crimes were committed by a roommate that does no longer live there. We beat his
Yeah.
ass and we kicked his ass out.
Yeah, he said he's
But-
coming back though with his blood cousin.
Yeah, if he does, he's gonna get his head popped.
Yeah.
Coming on my property. Anyway,
Seems like more violence coming in the future. You should move in just to see this action. I like this.
Yeah, you could be a part of history.
Mm.
In your local Charleston area.
Yeah, like
no, but
the
I want to know
graveyard.
something I've been wanting to ask you is how do you what is Tupac to you? How do you feel about Tupac?
Well, I guess that's the question.
And what does that mean to you?
Because like I didn't grow up with Tupac. Like that's not what.
I
introduced
started
me
out
to
with
hip-hop.
Biggie, to be honest with you. Before I ever even heard Tupac, I started out with Biggie.
Well,
My brother was a Biggie fan, and he introduced me to Biggie, and I was not introduced to Tupac until I was a freshman in high school. Whereas Biggie, my brother showed me him when I was like 11 or 10 or 11, some shit like that, right? And so I definitely was into Biggie before I was Tupac, and then got into Tupac later on in life.
Yeah, I mean, I think I heard of both of them, like heard their music and stuff, but didn't really know what.
But you're a bigger Biggie fan, right? I think you told me.
No, fuck Biggie.
No?
Yeah.
You're kidding me. No, you told me. What? All right, speak.
I mean, I think Biggie's more like technically proficient, but I don't think he did like.
He's a better rapper.
Well, okay, that comes down to like the term of like better rapper. Like what makes you a good rapper? Like, what do you mean?
I guess like what do you mean he's like a better rapper? Like by what?
That's what I'm saying. Like it depends on what you define as a better rapper. Like Biggie, like I don't even think he was able to keep a cohesive idea together in his head. Like let alone put it onto a song. Like also like the dude like he just I don't know. Like he didn't not that long of a catalog. Like what do we have? 2 albums from him?
2 albums. Exactly 2 albums actually.
Yeah, we're working with.
And actually I think the second one was post death.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't completed until.
So we're working with a really short catalog.
Yeah.
We're working with.
But what he was able to complete with that short catalog, shorter than Tupac's.
What was he able to complete? Like, what did he accomplish?
That he's Biggie fucking Smalls, the Notorious B.I.G., and they were like, wow, this dude's fucking dope. And he had a lesser catalog than Tupac.
So he was marketed really well.
Hardly. He just was dope.
Why? Like, what's your argument? Like, what makes him dope?
I think that okay, I will say that he wasn't saying as much as Tupac. Tupac definitely had a lot more on his mind and Tupac definitely had a bigger plan. Tupac definitely had he had more ambition and aspirations than Biggie did. I think Biggie really just wanted to get paid. Biggie had talent, you know, in his rhymes and shit. Definitely had more, he had a lot of talent and a lot of, he was just better at putting words together, I felt like. He was a more complex rhymer, in my opinion, than Tupac, but Tupac was saying more with his rhymes and his raps.
Yeah. Like on some songs.
Yeah. But some were a lot of ABC shit.
Yeah.
A lot of ABC shit.
But
he made it float. His flow was so good, though.
Okay, so rhythm.
Biggie's flow, like, was just like, I got the, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It just, the way he said shit, it just flowed so well. Where Tupac kind of did more of that type of shit that a lot of rappers do now, like Kendrick and shit, like, where they kind of, like, stretch some words to make it sound right, you know? And Biggie did that, too, but it was more just kind of, like, it flowed better.
Well, and I think that comes down to like that disconnect. Like it's really relevant right now when everybody's talking about somebody like Blueface, like where people are talking about how like
where he's doing that fast shit. Yeah.
Well, it's just a West Coast style. Like it's always been there.
Remember, I told you like E40 was basically like one of the godfathers of that shit.
E40, like I mean, Digital Underground did that. Yep. Like Corrupt, Too Short. Like these were all guys who like
all West Coast
didn't necessarily ride on the beat, and when they did ride on the beat, they were on the beat. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4.
They could do that shit. Yeah.
But also, dude, like the poetic like power of like Biggie could give you like a cool bar. But Tupac could make you sit with a song and then contemplate that song for the rest of your life. Like, dude, I mean, this man in his first album was able to make you look at the entire culture of this gang culture that was happening in LA, in California, in general. And like, and I mean, it's
California. Shit!
Oh dang!
This would be a good time for me to take a bathroom break. I'll be right back.
Yeah, go ahead. Ugh. Damn! Mid podcast break. We've never had this happen before. Everybody, just lay that down. I'm sure that sounds great to 202 down below. What is that? That's a magnet. That's what that is. It's a magnet. You said what? Yeah, it's a magnet. It's a magnet or a cat turd. It's one of the two. But I'm going to place bets on a magnet because I don't have a cat. It's one of the two. We're still here with Shane. If you're an audio listener, a meteor just struck, but locally, local Superman, Garrett Benjamin was able to stop it, but it still shook the apartment a little bit. But we should be back in a little bit. Remember, this podcast is sponsored by Adam and Eve. If you go to Adam and Eve and you're getting something special, just type in the code PINA and get 50% off your first order. That also comes with some free shipping. Like who wants to pay for shipping when they're trying to get some cool stuff off Adam and Eve? I haven't been to the website yet. I'm thinking I think it's like a Christian bookstore because the whole Adam and Eve thing, but I'm not too sure. So go and check that out. Maybe free ship some stuff over to me. My address is 5075 Dewberry Lane. Send me some muffins. But yeah, Shane, we're back. We're back.
Sorry, I always have to take a bathroom break just like I do at work.
No, yeah, you're good. You got that
short
disease.
bladder,
Yeah.
small penis syndrome.
Small penis disease. It's good.
You know what I'm talking about.
Wait,
what?
Pointing off set. There we go. Yeah.
There we go.
So what do you think about what do you think? I mean, what do you think you're like biased because you're like East Coast?
But I'm not though. I'm actually originally from the West Coast.
Yeah, but come on.
I moved here when I was 12.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but all my older siblings who are a huge influence on me were born and raised up until like they're fucking to where they are now in like their 30s and shit, like from the West Coast. I don't know, I feel like I get most of like my
And they all like Biggie?
No. Well, yeah, actually for some reason my brother that I'm closest with,
So he's like a traitor?
he I guess, yeah. Well, really if you want to be technical, Tupac was originally from New York.
Bullshit.
But he didn't. It's actually very true. You can look it up. But he didn't claim anything until he got to the West Coast when he was about like 18, I think. He might have been like 17.
Yeah.
But he didn't move to like California until he was later in age.
What about the theory that Tupac never did any fucking gang banging? He just adopted the lifestyle so that he could tell a story. Because that's like a really popular theory that like he was just a really good actor.
Somebody who will agree with you on that is Elijah. And I don't fuck with that theory that much. I think that Tupac was already living a less than lavish lifestyle. Like he was, he's very much like poor because his mom was in jail and shit, and he was being taken care of. He was, I want to say he was taken in California by a Hispanic lady who was not even like, it was had no relation to him and his family whatsoever. But like, I don't know what his relation was to her, but he like lived with her up until he was 18, and then he got into like the music thing, and then I don't know. But I think that he definitely was I don't know, dealing with some gang shit and dealing with definitely some ghetto shit. Like he wasn't, preppy boy that became
like the Migos.
I don't know about that.
I heard the Migos were just kind of
this coming
nerds
from?
in school.
Maybe I would definitely.
But one of them wasn't. One of them was like a.
We talked about this last time, and
Yeah.
yeah. You think that, like, yeah, Offset was definitely a thug. However, I would never compare anything about the Migos to like Tupac or anything.
Why?
If you want to compare like somebody like who wasn't a part of that life that just became a part of that life because of the money, Tekashi 6ix9ine. That's the only person I can think of off the top of my head.
What?
Tekashi 6ix9ine?
You think he's like Tupac?
No, that's not what I said.
Oh, what are
I'm
you
saying if
saying?
there's anybody that you could say that was not raised a, a part of like gang life and didn't get involved in gang type lifestyle until he got more famous was Tekashi 6ix9ine after he got money. That's why he's in the situation that he is right now, because he bought himself into.
Wait, okay, so explain his story, because I don't fuck with this kid.
Yeah, I don't fuck with him either, but
I don't know, so I don't know anything about him. Like, I was talking on a podcast with another guy a while ago, and he was asking me, he's like, what does this music sound like? And I was like, I don't fucking know.
his music's trash.
I've
His
never
music's
listened to it.
trash.
All
It's
I've ever heard
garbage.
is these bullshit
I like
stories.
one song. One song is really
Well, I've heard
entertaining.
Zay. ZZ, how do you say it?
No, I think
ZZ?
you're thinking about Kodak.
Wasn't Tekashi on that song too? No, I don't
It's
know.
Offset, and see, that's what I'm saying. You've never heard any of his music. Well, his music is trash, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, stupid. You showed me that stupid song.
Stupid. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I've
like
heard
that
that
song.
song.
That
I've heard
song's
that one.
funny. It's fun. It's fun. It's got a
Yeah.
good beat. He says some funny shit in there. Really,
Yes.
my favorite line is actually not even his line. It's a line from one of 50 Cent's old songs where it's like, "Damn, homie, you used to be the man." He said back in high school, you used to be the man, homie. The fuck happened to you?
Yeah.
I like that line, but
Not
it
even
wasn't
his
his.
line, though.
It wasn't
Yeah.
even his. That was the best line of the song, and it wasn't even his. It was like 50 Cent said that shit.
Yeah, but
Um,
he's like, him and 50 were like,
50
close.
was fucking with him because he's from New York, and he was, trying to, give him some clout and shit. And kinda
Yeah.
just, I really can't figure out 50 Cent. Really, to be honest with you, like,
yeah.
50 Cent just does shit. I feel like he's kind of like the Joker in a sense, to where
Mm.
there's that line in The Dark Knight where he's like, he says, "You think I have a plan?" He's like, "I don't have a plan." He's like, "I just do
Yeah.
things,"
Mhm.
Yeah, and he talks about like,
The guy
Other-
who steals jewels.
yeah,
And he just
has
was throwing them in the river.
Yeah. Like he's saying other people have a plan. Like there's a reason, rhyme and reason why he does things. He's like, I don't have that. He's like, I just do things. Batman has a plan. He has a purpose.
Yeah.
The Joker, he said, I'm just here to stir up the pot. I think that's 50 Cent. Honestly, I don't think he has a real plan.
Wait, so does that mean Ja Rule's Batman? should we be supporting Ja Rule?
Yeah, I guess. But
Damn, dude,
He's
I
taking-
feel bad for Ja Rule. He took
I
a
don't.
bad turn.
I don't.
I mean, out of all
Considering-
all rap beefs, for like like the worst turnout of a rap beef probably ever.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Well, I think that what a lot of people don't realize is that Ja Rule was doing shit in the street to fuck with 50. Like he had him stabbed and all types of shit, and like he had people sent to 50 Cent's studio to fuck him and his crew up and all this shit. So like, I don't feel bad for the motherfucker for getting his career ruined, because 50 was like, 50 took it to where it hurt. He was like, oh, I'm just gonna like expose you, say you a bitch, come out with Eminem and like all these other motherfuckers that also don't fucking like you, and we're just gonna take down your fucking career so you don't have no motherfucking money or clout like we do. And that's what he did. 50 Cent could have, I guess, taken it on some street shit and like had him killed or whatever the fuck, which was what Ja Rule was doing, but he didn't. 50 Cent had been shot 9 times and didn't die, so he just gotten stabbed a couple more times and shit, from what I understood.
Ja
and, like,
Rule should have finished the fucking job.
I
is
guess,
what I'm hearing.
but I guess his crew, Ja Rule, well, from what I understood, is that Ja Rule was never around. He was always just like the people he had like paid.
So it's like Russ.
I don't know too much about that. I don't even really know too much about Russ, but I've been hearing a lot about it.
Yeah, apparently like Russ just sends people to go like
Just sends
fuck
do his
people
dirty
up.
work,
Yeah,
yeah.
and like he's nowhere around. And if he is around, he just kind of like stands and watches. Kind of
That's such
sounds
a
like a
weird thing.
pussy. That's what it sounds like.
That
to
sounds
me.
like some
I mean,
bitch
I'm not
shit.
trying to have Russ fuck with me like Russ. I like your music.
Well, I think
like,
that's
I'm gonna
what
buy your album, don't
allegedly
worry.
what Tekashi 69 was doing.
What?
Like he sent somebody to go shoot at Chief Keef when he was in New York. And that's one of the things that got him indicted, I believe.
Wait, but so why was he beefing with Chief Keef? Because wasn't he fucking with his girl? Like, so why would he want to shoot at Chief
No,
Keef?
he didn't. He didn't fuck with Chief Keef's girl until after he had already had like beef with him. So, it's a long, complicated. It's Tekashi 69. You have to just go watch DJ Academics and he'll break that shit down for you. But basically, he just had a bunch of beef with a lot of different rappers, a lot of them from Chicago and shit. That was like Young Tato, I think was his name. I don't know if it's Young Tato, but it's Tato. It's Chief Keef's cousin. He had beef with him, and then stemming from that was beef with Chief Keef and shit. And he had Chief Keef shot at by one of the dudes that was in his payroll, that was a gang member. And that's really what's caught him into where he's at right now, is that he had dudes on payroll making crimes for him, putting hits on motherfuckers, and that's why he's in jail now. But that's why he's getting off, is because he's snitching on all of them. And he's like, yeah, he did that, I didn't do that.
Shit. So he's snitching on the people who were on his payroll. He's not
Basically.
snitching up.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
snitching down.
And his I think his justification for that is that allegedly these motherfuckers were trying to turn on him last minute before the trial started happening. We're like, yo, we just need to kill this little kid or whatever. Like, he's gonna get us fucked up. Like,
Which he did.
yeah, he was definitely getting. Yeah, exactly.
Which
They were
he
right.
exactly what
They were
thought.
right. They were right. But they had
Yeah.
already fucked up by doing the hits for him. They shouldn't have ever done that. Because he was an outsider. They shouldn't have let him into like their gang.
Yeah.
But he had money. So
just let him
they were
in.
like, yeah, well, they let him in. They're like, oh yeah, we'll do these hits for you and shit. But yeah, but long story short, don't do that shit,
Yeah, don't let
because
people in your
especially
gang without
some
money.
dude with a 6'9" tatted on his
money.
fucking forehead with rainbow hair. Don't ever let somebody like that come in and get you fucked over, because these dudes are doing life now, and he's about to get off scot free. He's not. And
Well-
no. The most recent thing that has come out is saying that he's gonna get little to no jail time, and these other motherfuckers are getting life. He was looking at life until he snitched. He snitched on everybody, and he's giving them all the information they want about other different projects that are going on within that gang. Because that gang is, I can't remember the name of the gang, but that gang has a lot of other bullshit going on in New
Yeah.
York. Yeah, so he's basically about to get off scot-free. He's about to be in witness protection, which I don't understand, because he's got rainbow hair and he's got 6'9" out on his forehead. I don't know how you're gonna keep that motherfucker under lock, like under wraps.
Well, I was just telling people he's probably just gonna end up.
He's got to wear a lot of makeup.
No, he's gonna get that laser removal stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
and that
whatever
shit's,
he's got to do.
that shit's gonna be painful. Like, all over your body.
Yeah,
and
and
on your
we say that
face
he's
and
gonna,
on your eyelids.
and we're saying right now that he's gonna have to do all that shit, but in reality, who knows? Like the way, dude, the world is weird. Donald Trump is president. We have a lot of other weird shit going on. Like nothing surprises me anymore.
What do you mean? Like, how is he not gonna get that shit removed? Like, what? Like, what
I
are they
mean that
gonna
he might not.
ship him
He
to
might not
fucking
even do it. He might.
Africa?
I'm saying the way his attitude has been throughout this whole situation, he might just come out and be like, "Fuck it, like I ain't no witness protection. Like come fuck with me, like I'm a millionaire, whatever the fuck. I don't know.
Well, and so
Continue making music.
And so that's why I don't think he's getting off scot-free. Like, so he might do little to no jail time, but if he actually has to go into witness protection, like, he's not going to be able to be a rapper anymore. He's going to be like a normal-ass motherfucking dude. He's going to be working in a factory in fucking Canada or something.
Just like every other Mexican.
Yeah, what? A factory in Canada? Like,
I don't know about a factory in Canada, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying he is Mexican.
oh,
As
I
am
know.
I, people. So I ain't racist against Mexicans. I love
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't think it's going to pan out for him well. That probably wasn't too smart for him to get caught.
Yeah, getting caught is not always. It's not the move.
Yeah,
I've been caught before too.
Yeah.
Not for nothing this severe though.
yeah.
Never put a hit out on somebody. Don't got that
How
kind
did
of
he get
cash.
caught for putting a hit out on somebody? Did he confess to it?
How did he get caught on that shit? I have no idea.
Because if it was the guy who fucking took the shots that was fucking doing that shit, I would just be like,
so what the charge is, from what I understand, is racketeering. And what that means is that they just have you on enough evidence. And this is the FBI too. This is not NYPD. Because if it was NYPD saying, oh, we got him on this and this and that shit could easily go out the window, from what I understand. But the fact that it is the FBI that has been investigating him, the feds investigating him, it means a lot more. And they apparently don't go after somebody unless they know they got some shit. From what I understand is that they got him on some racketeering charges. And what that means is that they have, through surveillance and other things, they've been on his ass for a minute and on the gang for a minute. See, that's what I think. I think they were investigating the gang at first, and then this little weasel comes along and he's promoting them in his music, saying, I can't remember the name of him, but he says it in every like fucking song, like, I'm a part of blah blah blah, But he bought his way into it, so like it just brought more attention to the FBI, and they were like, oh, word, So they got him on charges of racketeering, which basically I guess means that they have enough evidence to say that you either know of or you're a part of these attacks or murders and shit. Mm-hmm. And so that's how they got him.
Interesting. So he almost just like, I bet they were so fucking excited when he walked in.
They were like,
yeah,
oh, word? Like,
this little bitch. Yeah.
This guy.
I bet we can get him to telling everybody.
Let it go. They probably like backed off. They're probably going to infiltrate at one point, and then they saw he was getting involved with them, and they're like, hey, hold on. Step back for a second.
See how much we can get.
Let's see what happens here.
Yeah.
Let's see how this happens. That's wild.
Gosh, man.
Yeah, man. Yo, so I haven't watched like any of your other like podcasts since like mine, really.
Yeah.
How's it been going on, man? How's it been happening?
Dude, it's been going good.
I don't even know what you, Mish, and like Carrie have like talked about, but I know those are like your last. And Jane, I don't know what y'all talk. Well, I know Jane told me whenever she had like the group shit, they were talking about like, I don't remember. I'm really fucked up right now. I've been drinking all goddamn day.
Yeah, I don't really watch them, so I don't really remember. Usually I just have the conversation and then I kind of like move on. Yeah, but I do know the last podcast we had, you were steady on top, like you were just staying on top of all the podcasts.
What are you talking about?
With like your views, you're just staying on top. And then Carrie came along and passed you. And then
saw those Chattanooga goddamians.
Yeah, and then Janie came on and passed her, and then Mish came on and blew all y'all away. And so Mish is holding on to the top right now.
It's because all the dudes she fucks. I'm just kidding. That was a total joke. Whoa, I'm just kidding. Shit. I'm just kidding.
Mish is calling you.
No, she's just been promoting herself. She's doing it the right way.
Promotion, yeah. She's got that down to a T. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm talking to a couple different people about starting their own podcast kind of under the
Will
umbrella. Yeah, Will, his first episode was just released of
Damn,
Subtitle.
dude, not supposed to be a part of it, actually.
Yeah. I mean,
but I wasn't.
You can still jump in.
But I really actually wanted to be a part of that one because it was about they still talked about The Shining, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See, that was something I was very excited about. I had my notes already, but then I was with this chick and she, just kept me up all night and I just wasn't able to make it, and it was very unfortunate. But I don't regret hanging out with her all night. She's a great lady.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. Because they didn't get into this too much, but something that, because I was behind the camera kind of just listening, and I mean, I've seen The Shining, but I haven't dove too deep into it, but like, what are your theories about the whole, like, dog giving a blowjob?
What?
The dog that gives, or the bear, it's a bear, I looked it up, it's a bear that's giving a guy a blowjob.
I don't know anything about that. This would be my first time hearing about it.
Dude...
The only thing
have you seen this? I'll look it up. I swear to God. They talked about it.
That's what I just said. No. The only thing that I made a reference about that I really even know about is about the blood rushing in through the fucking walls, which is like a metaphor for
Yeah,
Period.
look, you see why it says right here why that bear performed fellatio on the guy in The Shining, and
It's a long fucking movie. I don't recall that.
I'm just saying this is it right here.
Oh, yeah.
And the dude's
Okay.
the bear's sucking the guy off. Well, apparently,
Well, he's
so the
wearing a
theory
bear
is, so
costume,
you see
yeah.
this picture right here. Apparently, the theory is that a bear snuck on the set in the hotel, and that's what inspired them to have the guy in the bear costume. But they,
Perform fellatio on
but he
another man?
performs fellatio on the bartender because
He does do that.
That's the bartender. But I don't understand why. Like, why is that a scene?
I want to get more involved with the theories of The Shining because there's a goddamn lot of them.
Yeah.
I don't have one for you for that one. I'll be honest with you.
That's what I want to know.
I'm gonna rewatch the movie tonight. Actually, I actually
Really?
will make a promise with you, pinky promise with my right hand, that I will watch it tonight with Sky,
All right.
and we will watch that movie, and I will think long and hard about my theory about that.
Okay.
I do have a lot of other theories about The Shining.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not one of them right now.
So
Have you ever
okay,
seen The Shining?
Yeah, I've just only seen it one time, but like when they
See,
brought
that's
up,
not a good look.
yeah, I mean, I don't.
See, Will, I think he's watched it at least 10 times.
It's too many times.
No.
It's just one movie.
No, but see, that's what makes it better, is that you have to watch. You ever seen Inception?
Yeah, I saw it one time. I got
That's
it.
some bullshit.
Figured it out.
What'd you figure out?
They're in dreams. I get it. You know that movie. It's a scary movie. The guy goes crazy, and then he tries to kill everybody.
I think you're thinking of the other Leo DiCaprio movie called Shutter Island.
No. I'm talking about Shining. The guy goes crazy. and
Oh,
then he
that
tries to kill
guy,
everybody. See?
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know that also the movie was a big fuck you to the book that Stephen King wrote.
Really?
Yeah. So if you watch the whole movie, if you know anything about the book,
I don't read.
it's fine. You will know that there is significant differences in the movie that doesn't need to be there. It's not like
Like a bear giving head.
right. That wasn't in the fucking book.
It's not.
Number one. Yeah, no, that wasn't in the book.
Maybe that's the biggest fuck you.
Yeah,
It's just
it's like I'm gonna give it.
fuck you.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So Stanley Kubrick. So okay. So this is the thing. So apparently, Stephen King knew that Stanley Kubrick was going to make it into a movie, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, make it into a fucking movie." But he wrote out this whole guideline for him, and he was like, "Hey, follow this, and you'll do a good job," basically. And Stanley Kubrick was like, fuck yourself. I'm going to make my movie the way I goddamn want to make my movie.
Yeah.
And so he did little things in the movie. And one thing that just like sticks out to me is that there's a scene where there's a car accident, which is really not a big part of the movie. But there's a car accident and
Is this like at the beginning when they're driving to the hotel?
no, it's later on in the movie when another character is trying to get to the hotel and he sees that there's a car accident on the road.
Who else comes to the hotel?
The black man that can communicate with the little boy.
Okay.
He hears his cries out telepathically, and he's like, "Oh, I need to come and like help him."
Okay.
So there's a big part of that movie.
I forgot about
So
that.
anyway, so Jack, I think Jack Nicholson's character's name is Jack in the movie, and he drove like a red Volkswagen in the book.
Mm-hmm.
In the movie, it's yellow. And there's a scene where there's a car accident as that one man is on the way to the hotel where it's a red Volkswagen up in flames
What?
on the side of the road. And that was like a fuck you from
Yeah.
Stanley Kubrick to Stephen King saying like, yeah, fuck your story. This is my shit. Like, I don't give a fuck what you have to like say. And so here's your red Volkswagen in flames, and I used a yellow one that Jack drove.
Seems kind of petty.
Yeah. Oh, very petty. Well, absolutely,
Yeah.
very petty. But there's from what I've read about Stanley Kubrick and shit, he's one, a genius, two, very petty, and also just very. People have said, working with him and shit, that He's very precise, and he would drive people crazy, but of how many times he would make them repeat the same scene over and over again. So he was very, I don't know, he's a very weird man.
Yeah, apparently they were talking about how, like, I don't want to replay their podcast or whatever, but they were talking about how he would make the lady in the movie, specifically the mom or whatever, at the beginning when
Talking
they
about
started.
The Shining?
Yeah. He made her, like, repeat her lines, like,
Yeah.
a ton. And he was doing it all the time, and it was
To
just her.
make her
and-
go crazy. And he would do what he had to do to get reactions out of people.
And it's they say,
And
like,
I do that
she
now,
was
and that's how I
shaking
live
her
life.
hand when, like, she's lighting cigarettes.
Yeah.
Because, and I mean, it wasn't, it's at the beginning of the movie, and she's already, like, but it was because he was pulling lines from her, and he was all nice to everybody else, and he was just, like, he wanted her to just, he was, like, fucking with people. Like, I
Yeah.
just think that's, oh, God.
Demented old man, yeah. But he got his masterpieces.
Yeah.
Every single
What
movie
other movies has he made?
Oh, dude. So, 2001: A Space Odyssey,
Yeah,
The
pretty good,
Shining,
yeah.
Full Metal Jacket,
Never seen that one. What's
Eyes
that one
Wide
about?
Shut,
Never seen that one either.
A Clockwork Orange.
Seen Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
Clockwork Orange.
So
is
pretty
good.
much every movie that he made a significant impact in cinema.
What's Full Metal Jacket?
Are you kidding? You've never seen it?
Uh.
Watch it. You know what? Don't even watch the whole goddamn movie. All you need to watch is the first hour. The
That's
first
like a full
hour
movie right there.
is an amazing. Exactly. It really, the first hour of the movie is a whole movie in and of itself, and it's perfect just like that. But they do continue to do a whole nother hour after that, and it's still a good movie.
Is it an army movie?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
it's great. It's the best army movie you will ever see. And honestly, the first hour of the movie that I'm talking about has nothing to do with actual battle. No battle at all.
That's kind of boring.
No, it's not.
Wait, so, okay.
Trust me. Dude, that's basically all his movies right there.
Yeah.
That's all of them.
Eyes Wide Shut.
Was
Oh,
it-
Eyes Wide Shut.
Was his last movie before he died. He didn't even complete it technically. Steven Spielberg took over and completed the rest of it, but
This is the movie that
Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman were married and
Yeah.
they fucked on camera. Yeah.
Well, this is the movie My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is based off of.
Yes.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Because I've heard a lot about it. I've just never watched it because like apparently
good
like
movie.
Kanye was like obsessed with this movie while he was writing
It's a good movie.
the album.
It makes a lot of sense actually.
Yeah, you actually hear it in Runaway, like the progression that plays when he's standing in the circle with all those people with the masks looking at him.
Mhm.
It's like
Yeah.
doo, doo,
Yeah.
and that's how Runaway starts. Like it's
No,
fucking
it's
insane.
it's a very well done movie. I think it would have been a better movie if Stanley Kubrick hadn't fucking died in the middle of it. But they did the best they could with him dying, and I'm
Yeah.
actually very thankful that they completed it because they could have easily not completed it.
Clockwork Orange.
I've still never seen it all the way.
You haven't I got you on this one. I've seen this movie.
All the way through, huh?
Don't remember it that much though.
Yeah, so that doesn't matter.
I remember they hurt people. That's what I
Yeah, they're fucking some motherfuckers up.
Yeah. Don't remember how.
So
it is,
Austin, where are you from, man?
Here. Here in Charleston.
Mount Pleasant,
man.
Charleston.
I was born in Goose Creek Hospital, Goose Creek Trident Hospital in Hanahan, South Carolina.
Yeah.
And then just kind of grew up in Hanahan. When I was about 8, moved to Wilmington, North Carolina. When I was 10, moved back to Charleston, and that's when I was in Mount Pleasant. Or wait, we stayed. Yeah, might have stayed. Yeah, we stayed in like an apartment or something in Mount Pleasant for then.
Mm-hmm.
It was like small like townhome or something, and then we moved because it wasn't until we didn't have our first house in Mount Pleasant until but we were in Mount Pleasant when I was 10, but we didn't have a house in Mount Pleasant until I was like in 6th grade, and
Yeah.
then we grew up here, and then yeah. So that's where I'm from, Charleston, South Carolina. And then I moved out when I graduated high school, and
To here.
no, I moved out, and well, it was first I lived in India for 5 months.
You lived in India.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
wild.
yeah, that was fun. Lived in a basement, but there was a door to the basement, and it was just a screen door, and monkeys would try and get into my room at night. That was annoying, so I bought a pellet gun to shoot the monkeys.
Actual monkeys, right?
Like
You're not racist.
No, no, no. Oh my
Okay,
gosh,
cool.
no. Bunders is what they would call them. Bunders. Monkeys are fucking rabid ass
Rabbit ass.
shit birds is what they were. Dude, I would fucking, there was a dumpster down the street, and they knew what guns were because people would fucking threaten them with
Shoot.
guns because the bunders would come and steal your shit. That's why they have bars on all their windows. But you couldn't shoot a monkey because in the city I was living in, it was Shimla. And Shimla was the city with the mountain that apparently the god Hanuman, the monkey god, climbed up on top of and bounced over to Sri Lanka to reclaim the princess from this demon god or whatever. So nobody
Wait,
killed
what the
monkeys there.
fuck are we talking about now?
So there's this story in the Vedas, and it's like the Hindi religion, and basically what happens is there's this demon god, and long story short, the true prince and his princess, they end up in the woods because they're cast out of the kingdom for some. I could get into it, but it's a really long story. But they're in the woods, and then this demon comes and steals the princess away from the prince. Now, the prince doesn't have his army at the time because he's not in the kingdom and nobody recognizes him as the true king. And so what he does is he meets the god Hanuman, and Hanuman, there's monkeys everywhere in India, and so Hanuman is the god of monkeys. So he says to the prince, he says, I'll help you fight this demon. And basically Hanuman climbs up onto this mountain, and the guy jumps on his back, and all the monkeys climb on this mountain, and they hop over the sea into Sri Lanka, and then they battle the demon god and they kill him. And so now Indians just let monkeys terrorize the people because they believe this story, and you can't kill a monkey because they helped save their princess at some point. Yeah, I know, it's fucking stupid, but I would go to jail if I shot a monkey. So I bought a pellet gun so I could shoot them without killing them, and so they didn't fuck with me because I walked down to their
So you
dumpster.
killed hella monkeys.
What?
You shot at hella monkeys. You didn't kill them, but you shot at them.
Oh fuck yeah! Because they were coming into my. All I had was a screen door.
Was that a missionary type thing?
Yeah, yeah. But so basically, my job was, like, we were
My
there.
good friend Cocaine Dan,
Yeah.
who I've spoke about many times. He went on a few mission trips and he helped a lot of people out there.
Yeah, it's.
He did
cool.
not give them cocaine though.
Yeah, might have helped.
He
Might
kept
have
it
got
for
more
himself.
done. But yeah, like I was over there like moving papers around and shit. Like I would help. I would go and walk through some villages and hand out some papers because I didn't look suspicious. And shit.
Right.
But yeah, those monkeys, they would come to the screen door and they would fucking shake it at night because they knew I was in there and they knew I had some good shit.
So that's wild, man.
Yeah, so I walked down to the dumpster where they would hang out during the day and fucking shoot at them, and they wouldn't fuck with me. Like, seriously, I was like,
That's some
fuck
good
you,
shit.
monkeys.
Fuck you, monkeys.
Yeah, dude, I hated those things.
What does that remind me of? Oh, have you ever seen the movie The Rundown?
Mm-mm.
Watch it. It's worth your time and money.
There's too many There's too many movies you're telling me to watch, man. I gotta pick
I didn't
one.
tell you to watch any other movie.
I gotta
except
watch.
this one.
I gotta watch Airplane this week.
You don't have to watch that movie.
Gotta watch it.
You don't have to watch that movie.
Yeah, I gotta.
The movie you do have to watch
gotta rewatch
is The
it.
Rundown because it's The Rock and Stifler from American Pie, Sean William Scott, and it's actually perfection. They have to actually fight monkeys in that movie, and it's great.
The Rock. You're telling me to go watch a movie with a WWE wrestler?
He's no longer The Rock anymore. He's Dwayne Johnson.
Just saying, man.
But this was at a time.
This is the
wh-
same guy who
well,
made
this is
the
at-
remake of Jumanji.
Well, that movie wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't no Jumanji, but it wasn't that bad.
What you doing there, dog? Yeah. Oh shit! There you
I
go.
gotta promote. I gotta compete with Mish.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, I mean, this won't be posted till probably next month.
Yeah, what?
Well, I'm gonna stack up all the podcasts with you and release a 24-hour podcast.
Dude, we can do so much better than what we've been doing, man. We just have to have a plan.
Man, I've planned 3 nights.
You know what just
and
came-
this is the first one you've come through on.
Well, if we could actually get some of the people that I bring along, I think it would be a bigger thing.
I didn't know you were bringing somebody along.
I told you.
I
I
could've
hinted.
said-
I
I
hinted. I hinted
You
multiple times. I
hinted?
hinted.
Why
I
didn't you
hinted
just say
multiple times. I was
something?
like, yo, I might bring some people. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, oh, where? And you thought it was a joke, and they were like, it was a joke because I was saying I was bringing 30 people. And
Well,
shit.
that's what I'm saying. I said, yeah, sure, you can bring whoever you
So
want.
like
And then
when
you
I
said,
when I
I'm
hint that
bringing 30 people,
when
and
I
said you
when
can't
I
bring
when,
30 people.
when I hint that 30 people are coming, 1 or 2 are coming, and when I hint 60 people are coming, I might bring 5 people. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, bring a couple people that I can put mics
I really
on.
want to bring Elijah, honestly, because he could really specifically just for the hip hop aspect that we
Yeah.
do, which I want to move from, and I'm glad that we did so far because I love talking about that shit, but
Yeah.
I don't want that to just be what we do.
Yeah, I just wanted to finish my question because that was my question in the first one, and we never even got to address it.
Yeah, no, there was a lot of things that we didn't get to address, and I feel like we got to talk about after the mics were off, which I was a little upset about, but it's all good. So I think I finally have. Actually, no, I'm not gonna say that. It's all good. I think I finally have my top 5, my solidified top 5. You can't.
Let's go. I'm glad we got off the hip hop topic.
But
So here's my
I'm
top 5
I'm gonna
rappers.
tell you. I'm gonna tell you what I personally think, and this is just where I'm at in my life and how I feel about hip hop and who my top 5 is right now.
Go for it.
No, you go ahead.
What?
All right, I'm gonna tell you who I think.
Do you want me to tell you my top 5?
Well, I'm gonna tell you who my top 5 is.
Oh, well, that's okay.
You can hate me all you want,
You haven't said anything.
but I think this is a true statement. I just feel that.
I bet it is your top 5. I don't think you're lying to me when you're telling me this is
And
your
you're gonna
top-
say what about this? What about that? And we're like, well, look at my top 10, my top 15, my top 20.
Yeah.
that it's not that they're not highly regarded. It's just that this I feel throughout my life is who I think in rap music who has meant the most to me.
Yeah. Well, that's why it's your top 5. I'm not gonna
Drake.
debate- Number 1 or number 5?
No particular order.
No particular
No
order?
particular order, but top 5. No particular order.
Give me an order.
No.
If it's your top 5, give me an order. I'm not gonna debate.
I can't do that because each one of them means something to me
In a
in a
different
different in a different way and at a different point in my life.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't listen to that much Drake these days. However, I still do listen to him, and he meant a lot to me at a certain point in my life.
All right, Drake.
Kendrick,
All right.
3-6 Mafia, mostly Juicy J, but 3-6 Mafia as a whole, because I started out with it before Juicy J went solo.
All right.
Notorious B.I.G.,
Uh-huh.
because that's really all that I listened to when I was in 8th grade.
Yeah.
You're gonna hate me for this one. Suicide Boys.
All right.
That's it.
A lot
That's
of
5.
cruise in there, you know.
Cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. And if you want to go to my top 10, Outkast is in there too.
Yeah.
And I think that I can't really
Is J. Cole in your top 10? I'm just asking.
top 15,
Top 15?
not 10. No.
Mhm.
I don't think. Yeah, no. Top 15. So with the cruise thing and some people get at me for that, but it's
Is Eminem in top 10?
top 10, yeah. He is.
Yeah.
He is. So is Wayne.
Yeah,
Is Wayne.
okay, I
He's
was
in my
about
top
to ask
10.
that too.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're
Goddamn.
good. I would just always say just grab it from right here. This is
You're
your
right, you're
This is
right.
your pivot point. This is
Right
your
there.
strong pivot point.
So yeah, no. The thing with groups and shit is that if they didn't have I can't even say that. I was gonna say if they didn't have like a big solo career, but Juicy J has had an incredible solo career. But like 3 6 Mafia,
Mm.
there wouldn't be a Juicy J without 3 6 Mafia. So like I had to take that as like one. I do.
Yeah.
That is like a hip hop group or like entity that like, you know. But even though I say 3 6 Mafia is in my top 5, that includes Juicy J's solo career.
Okay.
He's in there. Like
I was just
he
about
is
to
a part
ask
of
that.
it.
I
Yeah.
was just about to ask if you counted Juicy J's solo career
I do.
in that. Okay. Interesting.
But that doesn't say that. That's not to say. But
Do you count
okay,
Do you count
So I couldn't-
8 Ball's
I
solo career in that?
no. But,
MJG's?
but I couldn't. Who? I'm just kidding. So I couldn't.
I was seriously like, are you fucking kidding me?
I couldn't say that. That Juicy J solo is in my top 5. I felt like the only way I could say
Yeah.
that is if 3 6 Mafia, because 3 6 Mafia, and then it's 3 6 Mafia, then Juicy J. I couldn't say Andre 3000 is in my top 10. I could say that Outkast is in my top 10. Because if you want to talk about solo shit, then it's gonna be.
What if every single song that you love from 3 6 Mafia is because of Juicy J? Every single time you listen to a 3 6 Mafia song, your favorite part is Juicy J.
Even though he is usually like one of my favorite parts, that I can't say because there's so much other aspects to it.
Okay.
It's just like it's just like an Outkast. Like, yeah, majority of the things that I like about Outkast is Andre 3000. There's sometimes, a lot of the times, where Big Boy is just like, oh shit, like that shit was harder than what he just did, in my opinion, for this particular song.
Top 5 not rappers. Everything but rap. Top 5.
Oh, everything but rap, top 5?
Everything
Okay.
but rap. Top 5. Ariana Grande.
Shit.
Katy
No.
Perry.
Absolutely not.
Stevie Wonder.
Nothing to do with anything that I have to do with my life.
Sarah McLachlan.
Tame Impala.
All right. Yeah.
Tame Impala, Queen.
Oh, shoot. Quick. Tame Impala,
Nirvana.
Queen. All right.
That's 3 right there. Pantera. And
Is it Pantera or Pantera? I don't listen to that song group. I've just always thought it was Pantera, but
it's Pantera. I guess I say Pantera. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know.
It doesn't really matter that much.
Okay. I was just wondering.
What did I say? Tame Impala,
Tame Impala, Nirvana, Queen,
Queen,
Pantera,
Pantera.
Pantera.
Fuck. I don't want to say Red Hot Chili Peppers, but no, I'm not gonna say them. Shit. Yeah, we'll go with Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Damn. All right.
They just had like a good long run of just like music that I love.
Dude, everybody says that, but I just never fucked with Red Hot Chili Peppers like that. Like I'll
I could
sing along
easily
to their
I could have
songs,
easily
but
gone with Sublime.
still no.
That's fine.
I never was into those like I don't know. I feel like that was like a style, wasn't it? Like what would you categorize like?
I don't
like
know. I
I
think
feel
they've
like Soja comes to mind when I think of Sublime, and is it not?
Don't say that.
I don't
dude.
know.
No.
Does it? Sublime did punk covers.
They did. No, Sublime.
Okay.
No, and this is the thing about Sublime is that you couldn't, even though they were categorized into this one like genre, they did a lot of things because of where they're from. They're from Long Beach. They're from the fucking same like hood as fucking like Snoop Dogg, but they just did different things and did different music. They're from Long Beach, California, so they had like this like. They combined reggae with like ska that was going on and with like white kids and shit, but then they also threw in some like gangster rap shit which was going on a lot around them in that time period of like the 90s in California. and I don't know. I feel like they just had like a good combination of like music that they just kind of like they made unique music, in my opinion, that nobody could really touch, and that a lot of people later on, like Soulja, whatever the fuck you're talking about, kind of like copycatted.
I
And,
don't
like,
know. I don't know. I don't listen to any of these
Yeah.
people, so I don't know.
You're listening to Tame Impala?
No, I listen to Sam. I just don't.
So out of the five people,
I'm talking-
I named Pantera, Tame
I
Impala,
listen to them. I
Nirvana,
listen to them. I
Queen,
listen to them.
and what was the last person I said? I went with Red Hot Chili Peppers.
So like Red Hot and Pantera,
I could have
like-
easily, but I want to let you know with like the four I'm secure with. I'm secure with those four.
Mhm.
The last one is teetering. I feel like I just been drinking a lot today. Like I could have gone with
Just making bad decisions.
yeah,
Yeah.
as I usually do.
Yeah.
But those four I'm pretty solid in for
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
So out of those four, Tame Impala, Pantera, Queen, and
Nirvana.
Nirvana. Yeah. So what do you know the most of? Tame Impala, probably.
Probably Tame Impala.
Did you
It's
ever
probably-
fuck with Queen or Nirvana? Or?
Yeah, I mean like, as much as I fucked with like any.
God
like,
bless you, Sky. You're welcome. See, and to stop the last sneeze this year because the power of Christ compels you, bitch.
Probably as much as I fucked with like any. I don't know, like
Other
older
bands,
rock
older
group.
rock bands.
I just-
See, and that's the thing. What I love about
Oh
like
no, that's wrong. That's wrong. Sorry, I want to cut you off. I fucked with Led Zeppelin to the point where I've listened to like all of their music. Like I just can't say that for like Nirvana. Like I saw Kirk Cameron documentary and I was like, that's a cool guy, you know? Like I like
what?
Kirk Cameron, you know, the lead singer.
No.
Yeah, he's the guy who like turned his life around and like ended up doing all those Christian movies.
It's not the same, dude.
Oh, okay. No, Kurt Cobain. Yeah. Kurt Cobain. Yeah, no.
We gotta get going, right? we gotta
It's not.
thing.
Do you know who
going on.
Kurt Cameron is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yo, you don't know my life. God damn it. Yes,
I know your life, but like, I mean, I didn't watch I don't know your full life, but I know where you're coming from, in that you probably did have some contact.
So
with
like
Kurt
I
Cobain.
was like forced to be a part of like Evangelistic Explosion. Is that what it's called? Evangelistic Explosion?
Yeah,
where,
but
like, I
Kurt
had to
Cameron
go-
was the generation before us, wasn't it?
What?
Kurt Cameron.
Kurt Cameron started Evangelism Explosion, which is basically where he ignited like Christians to go out of their way to like try and like knock on people's doors, like the goddamn Jehovah's Witnesses or some shit, and tell them about Christ.
But I thought that was before our time.
What do you mean?
Like why were you doing that? That was like old once you were like.
Kurt
at the
Cameron
age-
probably didn't start doing that shit until like the late 90s, like 99,
Really?
where he got like resaved or what. I don't know his fucking story.
Resaved, yeah.
Or born
Third
again.
time's the charm.
Born again.
Yeah,
I don't know. You know what I'm talking about.
I literally know, like I can.
Have you
coin
ever
his name.
rededicated your life to Christ?
No.
No. It was just a one-time thing, and you were like, "I'm set."
I mean,
set.
if we want to get into theology, I can go on a rant about the whole.
I do want to have a whole podcast about that because I think you and I
Yeah.
have a lot to talk about in that aspect.
I think rededication is
Stupid?
another R word. Yeah.
Rape?
Yeah, sure. Stupid. Yeah. No.
Retarded.
Yeah. There you go.
You said retarded.
You said retarded.
I said that.
Yeah. And then I just.
But you
said
said
it.
R word.
Yeah.
I just want to be sure about what R we're
Just
talking about.
solid. Yeah.
Like when I say like the F word, it's like, do you mean fuck or do
Do
you
you
mean
mean like fat? Or,
fat people?
yeah, fap, like Charlie Miller.
Like what do we mean when we say the N word? Do we mean Nigerian or do we mean
I don't know.
nagging?
God, don't say it on my podcast. Fuck you. Keep that thing the fuck away from my podcast.
No,
I'm
I
not even gonna
specifically
post
said
this
it like
if
that
you say it.
because I wanted to get you
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
tensed up
I
about
just
the podcast.
wouldn't post this.
Actually, technically, if we want to be honest, I did slip up and say it on the last podcast that I
Yeah,
had.
probably.
But I was specifically naming Tupac's album
Yeah, I don't think
which you
that's a
can't
slip
really.
up.
Huh?
I don't think that's a.
Well, no, I didn't slip up. I meant to say it because that's
yeah,
the
no,
name
no.
of it.
I mean, I remember you saying that. I think that's one.
So
thing
here's
when
my
you're
here's
saying
my
that.
thing with that, and I'm not gonna go in on this right now, but so my thing is no.
All views expressed by Shane in this
saying
moment
I'm
are
not saying it. I'm not
completely
saying
his.
it. But the thing, what I feel with that word specifically, the only thing I'm gonna say about it is that when it's on in a song and I'm going along with the song, I'm saying that. That doesn't mean that I go around like saying it in like a general sense or like, that I say it within my like peers and stuff. But like, if I'm singing a song, the lyrics that they are saying for America, I don't care what you say, they are giving it out to the world to say. I'm gonna go along with that song if I really like it.
All right.
That's the only way I feel about that.
All right.
That's
I'm not
it.
going to do that, but okay.
That's fine.
Yeah, I just don't think it's like I'm just not.
So you're like,
Yep.
na na na.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Exactly. Also,
No,
I
and
think,
then I
I
don't.
think
I
it's
don't.
a little easier for me because like I don't know, like I'm not listening to.
Black Thought.
Dude, I don't think, but that's the thing. Like, I think if
Kendrick.
I don't think they use it as much as like.
You're telling me Kendrick doesn't use the N word a lot in his music. Good Kid, Mad City. It's basically the whole chorus is like the N word.
Yeah, I think he uses it like a good bit, but I don't think he uses it that frequently.
As much
that
as
it's
who,
hard
though?
to dodge. Where you're going
As much
like,
as who though?
as much as like majority of rappers. Like some
Who?
rappers, that's the rhyme in their song.
So like Wayne.
Yeah.
And that's actually,
Dude, yeah.
So actually, that's actually a big thing that me and my friend Tamer talks about is that we were talking about how we're sick and tired of his lazy rapping to where he just rhymed shit with that word.
Yeah.
Which is very true. Like he just a lot of times got lazy and just like rhymed with that word because it was easy to.
I think a hard song to dodge that word in that Kendrick has been in, the one that pops into my mind where I'm just like,
We're in Mad City.
like just
song?
a song that Kendrick's been a part of is Blessed. Blessed.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah. Because they
every
say
other- it's every other word. It's
well,
every other word.
you know who came out and said that he doesn't give a fuck when the crowd says it is actually Schoolboy Q, who that song was by.
That's fine.
And he said
That's his opinion.
He said that's no, that's
I'm not.
fine.
I'm still. It's my opinion.
No, that's your
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
I'm not.
yeah.
I'm.
Yeah, no,
Austin,
I get you, I
Austin,
get
in
you.
no way, shape, or form am I trying to get you to like
No, I understand.
say the word
I'm just
by any
saying-
means.
I'm just
I
saying
honestly
it's
have
like we
had my
pick-
own self
Yeah.
re-examining because okay, so check it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to I don't want to go on too much about this right now.
Yeah.
But whenever I first came here at 12 years old, my first friend ever was Elijah, oddly enough.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was another friend of mine, Khalil, and then Chris German. And like I basically just had like really all black friends for a small amount of time, and then I branched out even more and had like more friends. But that was my like initial group and shit. And it was just said always around me, and they never said anything about me starting to say it. And like for a long time, it's just something that I just like automatically said. But then over time, you grow older and you realize where you are and who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And to where, you form your own ideas about what you should be saying and where you should be saying it at. And I grew away from saying it as much. So that is something that is not in my vocabulary in my daily life. However, sometimes when I am around my roommate Elijah and shit, and we get into conversations between him and I, it's something that I will say sometimes. And I wrestle sometimes with whether that's okay or not, even though it's okay with him,
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was talking to Sky actually about this idea sometimes, like, so can I, I'm just going to talk about you real quick. So she's actually British, and she doesn't talk like she's British at all, but until she gets around her family and she starts to adapt to a certain accent.
Mm.
And I think that we do that as human beings about depending on who we're around. So
Yeah.
whenever I get around like Elijah and some of my other friends, like I talk with a different vernacular sometimes. And sometimes that vernacular just automatically includes the N word. You've been around Elijah. He just says it like every other word. And he sounds like a Jewish man, which is also kind of funny.
Yeah,
But
specifically Seth Rogen.
specifically Seth
Yeah.
Rogen, but just says the N word like nonstop. So you know it's not him if you're listening to him on an audio. Like that ain't Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
this is not
Seth
him.
Rogen's gone down the bad path. Like,
Why hasn't he been shut down?
yeah, he's getting real racist.
He's getting
Like,
real racist.
What's going on?
No, but
He's Jewish. He shouldn't be like this. They've dealt with some
but
shit.
yeah, so I don't know. That's just how I feel about the word and shit, and like where and when I use it.
Yeah. Yeah, I
But
don't
that's
have
all
it-
I'm gonna say about it. And I have, but I will say, despite that, even though I don't say it around anywhere else whatsoever, except for when I'm around those friends, because that's just the way I feel about it. And you know, sometimes I block myself from saying it even then, just to practice retracting it even more. You know what I mean? However, I don't see myself anytime soon stopping saying it when I'm in the zone, singing along to the music.
Yeah.
When I'm at the concert, especially when Schoolboy Q's has said in an interview, like, yeah, no, whenever, you know, I'm doing this number and then giving the mic back to the crowd, he's like, I don't expect you to like censor yourself because you're singing along to the music that I'm saying. He's like, you know,
Yeah.
he's like, now if we're on the street and like you're talking to me and you seem like you're coming at me, because he was basically saying it's all about context, like saying like, you know, if you're just kind of like saying it too much, you know, it's a weird thing, but
that's my point, is that you're gonna, like, it's too dicey.
it's too dicey.
Why the
absolutely
fuck risk it?
absolutely
Yeah.
absolutely
Like,
but
just
but
stay
I
the
think
fuck away from
but
it.
I think that when it is in the song and he's doing that, he's like, I think that's the main exception, is because when you're singing along to his music,
Do you need to say it though?
it would just sound like nothing when he's giving the mic to you.
But then
And
why? Then why is he as?
why is he giving the mic? That's something
why
you
is
ask
he as
Schoolboy
an
Q.
Yeah, like it's. But
That's
what I'm
something to take
saying.
up with him.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. It's like
And they were asking him
why
about
are we
that.
even playing around with this word? Yeah, I'm talking about like humans in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm talking like, why the fuck are we still playing around with this word? It's dumb. No other.
You think nobody should say it?
No, I think it shouldn't be a thing. I think if we just stop
agree.
saying it,
I agree.
Like a lot of dissension between two races wouldn't occur anymore. Because I mean, what other country has a word like this?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think there was like a stand up with Trevor Noah that he did recently on Netflix where he talked about there is a word like that in Africa where he's from, because he's actually of mixed race, but his father's white, his mom's black, or I think his dad is like Swedish or some shit. But he's talking about
Wait.
in Africa, huh?
His dad's white.
Yeah.
His mom. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
No. I thought you said it. the
Would it
other-
not be
I-
cool if
I-
his mom was white? Is that what
No,
you're
but
trying
you
to say,
said.
Austin?
I thought you said his. I thought you said it backwards, and then you said.
I say it backwards?
and then you said his dad's Swedish, and I was like, what?
Oh, my bad.
So
I apologize.
confused.
Sorry, no. So
No,
his
no,
dad
no,
is
you're good.
Swedish and he's white, and his
Okay.
mom is black and she's African.
Okay, that makes more sense.
So
I was
he's,
like,
but he
he's
was
got a white African mom and a black Swedish dad. I was like, that doesn't make sense. I don't believe this story anymore.
No. He's what was I saying? Oh, he said there was a different word derogatory against black people in Africa, but it was a different word. I can't remember what it was.
But is that word also
As
used?
significant? No.
No. But that's the difference. So there's a lot of derogatory words. But are
We're the
those
only
words
ones that have made it mainstream.
made it mainstream, but can it also be used as a term of endearment?
Where he's at, probably not. He didn't go in depth with that.
Yeah.
But he was just basically saying how when he came here that, like, I think the N word here sounded very similar to a different word that they use over there
Yeah.
that meant something completely different. And he was saying how he used it, and people were like, "What the fuck, man?" Like,
Yeah.
Because
Because I just don't think there's another word anywhere in the world that a group of people uses as like almost synonymous with, you know, someone you know,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then also will shun somebody who isn't in that circle. You know,
Yeah.
like that's I don't fucking see it.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Like all other terms are like
I've been really
derogatory and only derogatory.
Well, I've been also trying to like make a point by when I go up to like, you know, my white friends and be like, "What's up, my cracker?" You know what I'm saying? That's a good thing.
That's a hard R though. I don't like you saying it like
Cracker.
that. I mean, you're Hispanic, so you need to
Oh,
watch you need to watch your tongue when you're talking about my people like that, you know? Yeah.
What's up, my Bina?
Yeah. Wow, dude. Gosh, you're also a little bit white. You probably just need to stay away from all of them.
You know, my actual mother actually fucking used to say, call me a half a beaner when I was a kid.
Oh my gosh.
But that's okay for if you tell my mom any different, I'll kill you.
Yeah. Okay.
My mom can say whatever the fuck she wants to.
Yeah. She called you that? Or
yeah, she didn't call herself that. She's full beaner.
Yeah.
Why would she call herself half one?
Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know. Maybe it's 'cause
No, she also talked about how her and her sisters loved gringos, but her brothers didn't as much. I don't know.
Shane, I'm not saying this joke, but I'm just saying you set me up like a ball on a T-ball, like a T-ball stand.
Tread softly, motherfucker.
I'm just saying you set me up when you said, why would she go by half? And I said, maybe it's because she's got some white in her. You know what? That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying you set me up for it. I'm not saying
that's really good. I like that.
Yeah.
That was a good one. I like it.
I don't know.
I fucks with it.
You know, just a little bit of it, you know.
Yeah. I was
I mean, I don't know how big your dad's dong is, you know. It might be a
huge,
lot
dude.
of white in it.
Real shit. As a little kid, I used to see my dad's dick a lot.
Why?
Not nearly as much as the dick he's seen in prison right now, but because he's doing 12. However, for some reason, I just saw a lot of my dad's dong when I was a little kid.
Maybe that's why he's doing 12, Shane. You ever thought of that?
I never. No, I'm all that.
Just messing with you, dude.
I'm just fucking with you.
You licked your dick. Gosh, what's about to happen?
No, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know where to go on from this. I'm pretty drunk, but I need to get more drunk.
Yeah, well, we're at about an hour.
We're at capacity right now
we're at
because
capacity.
of all the dicks.
Yeah, there's been a lot
that have stretched their way through.
Stretched their way through this conversation.
Yeah.
But dude, it was good having you again.
You too, man. We need to make another habit of this.
Yeah, let's make it a habit, dude. Let's get you in. Next time I'll mic everybody too. We'll get Elijah to come through as well.
Yeah, no, that'd be dope.
Yeah, let's
For
get
sure.
Elijah.
He has
to
a
come
lot.
through.
He has a lot of things to say, ignorant or not. He has a lot of things to say.
Dude, let's get him talking. People will think I've got Seth Rogen on the podcast, and then maybe I'll get more views.
Yeah,
and
for
shit.
the first one, can we just like not have him in it, just his voice?
Yeah, sure.
Be like, he's actually talking from another location, but he's right here. But
Yeah, and it's Seth Rogen like the whole time. Yeah.
and he's like, oh yeah,
All right. Well,
I'm actually here with Danny McBride.
dude, I gotta tell you about that in a second.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah. Shane DePere, yours truly, Austin Hughes, Sky
Sky's
Wilson.
great. I hope she's around for a while.
Yeah, as our audience. And this has been a Pineapple Podcast. Thank you all for listening.